the companies winning with AI aren't the ones with the biggest budgets. They're the ones who are starting right now. If you've been waiting for someone to cut through the noise and show you exactly how AI can transform your work, your wait is over. Your competitors have already signed up. I'm Kenny, founder of Brim and the host of the AI Opportunity.
Welcome to the AI Opportunity Q&A sessions, where every week I take one question from a listener and unpack it in under 5 minutes. Now, these are always real questions from people that we meet, listeners, a growing audience. If you've got a question, send it to asktheaiopportunity.ai and we might look to feature it in the coming weeks. So today's question comes from Sarah, who's based out of the US. She's asked really about where can she actually start using AI at work. As many of you know, our podcast, The AI Opportunity, is all about trying to lift the curtain and talk about practical and useful experiences around how AI is being used in the workplace. Now, Sarah's question is broad. It's a pretty common one, and I think it's one that everyone is really trying to figure out at this point in time. How do we actually implement AI at work? Now, the truth is, the hardest part of AI right now isn't learning the tools. Anyone who's experienced using AI tools will know that they're actually really intuitive and super powerful. The hardest part is often choosing where to start. And for us, the real secret there is you should never really look at starting wide or big. You should always look at starting narrow and really focusing on value. Now, for us, what we always ask teams to do is to list the top 3 things that they're trying to achieve across either their team, their business, their department, and from there work backwards. So if one of your goals is you're trying to increase the number of customers that your product is able to get in front of, well, that would narrow down where you might want to apply AI to your marketing efforts, your sales efforts. If your goals are really more about how you can support your teams to be able to get better outcomes in terms of the time they're working and how much effort they're having to put in on work that maybe isn't going straight to the bottom line, we would look at things like how do you help them with the most sort of administrative and more menial tasks that, let's be honest, nobody particularly likes doing, but does get in the way. And so from there, by looking at where the friction of work is versus the goals that you're trying to achieve, you can really start to pin down where are the workflows that are going to have the most value. So let's say, for example, it is about trying to help your team be able to work on the most impactful work and getting rid of the more menial tasks. You would be looking at things that actually take up a lot of time, but don't necessarily help with that bottom line goal. So on the back of each call, understanding what was agreed, being able to prepare people for meetings, following up when it comes to reports. These are all things that AI is really, really good at. And once you can nail where the friction is across the organization, Sarah, you can start to pick things that are very, very small, but can actually have quite a high impact. Now, what a lot of teams do that we find is often a mistake is that they think about automation. And automation for a lot of people is really from start to end, AI doing everything. Now, for us, we're big believers that you should always have a human in the loop. So being able to make sure that whatever AI solutions you apply to those small sort of proof of values, you always have a human that's there to see whether the AI is working correctly, making sure that it's assisting you in the way that you're looking for. So if that's to follow up on the back of meetings, if that's to write reports, if it's all sort of low hanging fruit focused on quite specific friction areas, you should always make sure that you're not trying to automate that from start to finish. You are actually looking at how AI can incrementally do those steps and a human is there along the way. And the reason we say that is because that allows you to learn better what's working, what's not working. It allows your team to build confidence that this new tool or this new capability that your team is working on actually works. You know, in real terms, when you start looking and experimenting with how AI can help you in an organization, it gives everyone a huge morale boost because they can quickly see that AI is not this vague and abstract concept. It's actually something that they can start applying to their everyday work in ways that, importantly, your team can control. And I think that's a really key point, Sarah, is whenever you're navigating AI across an organization and you're talking to your teams about how you deploy it and implement AI, you've got to remember that ultimately your company is still made up by people. At the end of the day, every company is about the people. And so when you're thinking about how to use AI at work, thinking small, thinking focused, thinking about where there is friction, work that gets in people's way, and then thinking about how you can test, learn, and iterate is really, really important, because that will bring your team along and that will really bring everyone to a place where they can be confident about your long-term AI journey. I really do hope that this has helped you, Sarah. We try and keep it as quick as we can, so we're just a little bit over 5 minutes. And yeah, if you have any questions and you want to follow up with us, you know where to find us. And for the listeners out there, if you want to ask a question that we can tackle in our weekly Q&As, then please do email asktheaiopportunity.ai. So that's ask@theaiopportunity.ai.